He was saying that LeBron surpassed Michael, and now he's saying that LeBron hasn't even surpassed Kobe. Why the change of heart from Mr. Pippen?
Well, you look at it like this. It's a relationship-oriented business.
Mm-hmm.
And you said they were in what city?
Charlotte, North Carolina.
Who owns a team in Charlotte?
Michael Jeffrey Jordan.
He was also wearing a sweatsuit. What did that sweatsuit bear?
Michael Jeffrey Jordan's logo and the Jordan brand.
So therefore, if you in his backyard, you probably need some VIP
It's
passes.
the VIP passes. That's what this is. Because he knows he's going to bump into Michael, and you know that Michael's got the passes to the secret parties.
And he didn't want him to ask him about what he said last year.
Yeah, exactly. So he had to put something like this on wax just so he can get into the VIP section of the VIP section of the VIP section of the party.
That's why he was on First Take sweating like Michael Irvin.
That makes perfect sense. Now, you remember when LeBron James just went down to that Duke-Virginia game and McMenamin told us it was because the Virginia game was on his bucket list, right? Had nothing to do with recruiting, nothing to do with the, some of those big players coming out of Duke, going into the NBA draft. He just wanted to go see a game in Virginia. Well, a lot of people thought that was a recruiting trip for him and his friend and agent Rich Paul and the Clutch Sports Group. Well, they've responded to these accusations that was a recruiting trip. Quote, a recruiting trip? I didn't talk to anybody. They're only saying that because it's Rich. When Shaq came to see me play in high school, when AI came to see me play in high school, they weren't saying it was a recruiting trip then, but because it's Rich Paul and LeBron, now it's a recruiting trip. Now Rich is a threat to everybody, and they look at it and they want to keep trying to jab my agent and jab my friend. And what is he doing that's wrong? They don't say that about no other agent when other guys see players. They don't say that about no other agent but my guy because he's a threat. I have two thoughts on this. Number one, he's right. There is this backlash to Rich Paul and LeBron James's power. There's something going on here. I think that they are being kind of like, discriminated against. He's not doing anything that other agents don't do, but his name is in all of our mouths and we're always talking about it. Also, that was a recruiting trip, dog.
And he was so tired. He had 0 free throws, 0 steals, and 0 blocks against Philly, and they got the brakes beat off of him the next night.
LeBron, you're right. You're like Rich Paul is now being discriminated against, and his power, he's become too powerful, so there's a backlash against him. You're 100% right. He's not being traded. You're 100% right. But you went there because 3 of those players in white or in black during that game are going to be in the lottery.
People are always uncomfortable when someone upsets the apple cart.
Mm-hmm.
So LeBron James did that initially when an MVP level player chose to go a new route as it related to his representation. And he empowered those around him, Mav, Randy, and Rich, to be successful as men in their own endeavors. Take it from somebody that has tried to help people chase their goals, chase their dreams. Ultimately, it's up to them to have that level of success and stay in power. So now that they've established that, I always talk on this program about how, in theory, 5 agents represent 80% of the league.
And if it was one of those other agents, whether it's Jeff Schwartz or Casey Watson or whatever, if one of those other agents did what Rich Paul did with Anthony Davis, it would be looked at differently. Because now it's been like, oh, Rich Paul is trying to bully the Pelicans into trading him to the Lakers. Kinda. But like they talk about it negatively. Do you think that this would have been perceived differently if it wasn't Rich Paul pulling the strings with the Anthony Davis stuff?
Well, the perception comes from LeBron James has a unique relationship with his agent. And therefore, when Shaq was coming to watch him play, or AI's coming to watch him play, or when other agents are coming to watch someone play, they're boasting about their roster. Mm-hmm. And what they could possibly do if they add you.
Exactly.
It's not necessarily that I'm best friends, longtime 100 with my agent. And LeBron James doesn't have to open his mouth to yield power.
I love he said, I didn't talk to anybody. Did Rich though?
All he has to do is be present.
Exactly.
Which he was.
Exactly.
It's almost like when there's this period in collegiate recruiting when you're not allowed to have contact. But the coaches and their staff still come watch the players.
And sit there and everyone tells the players there. Like, do you think Zion Williamson, Cam Reddish, and RJ, do you think they knew that LeBron was at that game?
Absolutely.
Absolutely they knew LeBron was at that game.
Also, I have to say this, and this is no fault of LeBron. This is no fault of Rich. Last time I checked, young people are impressionable. especially with power. This is why you see colleges with these shiny athletic facilities and starting barber shops and doing all of these things to woo the players. So when they come on campus, they're like, wow,
this could be mine. I could be sliding down that big slide at Clemson.
Correct. But ultimately, for LeBron and Rich, it's a great opportunity. Therefore, they should be at the game. And also, they should be present. And we'll see now which one of those guys signed with Rich.
Oh, one of them's gonna. One of them's gonna be riding with Clutch Sports before you know it. One of those three will.
Keep getting them checks, Rich.
Big shout to Rich Paul. So Valentine's Day was yesterday. I got my wife some flowers, some chocolates, a card, pretty traditional Valentine's Day package. I'm sure you did something similar for your wife. Well, we've all been made fools because there is a new, undisputed Valentine's Day champion.
Oh, wow.
This young woman who's got a YouTube channel, shout out to her. She gifted her man. Just roll the tape. Okay, he's opening up the gift. He sees inside. It is a do-rag with a collage of images of the two of them together. Custom collage do-rag of images from their relationship. Is this the most heartfelt present that has ever been given in the history of Valentine's Day? It's getting emotional in the studio. Find someone that loves you the way that woman loves him. But low-key, it does have a bunch of pictures of her on it. You know what I mean? She's like, I gave you a do-rag with a bunch of pictures of me on it.
But first off, it's unique, it's original, it's thoughtful, and it's something that he frequently uses.
You can see because he's in bed, and what is on his head?
A do-rag.
A do-rag.
So it's relevant.
It is. And you know, if you're going to sleep and you're like, should I wear the raggedy old black do-rag or should I wear the one with me and my lady on it? That's a no-brainer.
And think about it like this. She sees you with it on often. So therefore, it has become an accessory. Since it is an accessory, you might as well make it stylish. I like this gift. The greatest gift of all time.
Do you sleep with a do-rag on every night?
40% of the time.
What factors go into that decision before you're going to sleep?
Depending on how I go to sleep, how tired I am,
how far away the do-rag is,
how far away it is. Yeah. You know, I'm only going to wear the do-rag if I'm able to take a steam shower first. That gives me a chance to prep it and do all of that. If it's one of those nights where I'm just falling in the bed, not gonna be able to do it.
Coming up next, it is the All-Star break this weekend, and because it is a benchmark piece of the NBA season, we decided to make up some awards.
Yay!
We're doing it right after this.
I love awards.
What up, though? Do-rag should be worn. Slap down at the crib. Slap up in public.
I'm not a big do-rag guy. I don't know if you guys know this.